Hey guys, welcome to Powerline. It's Kaiser here, and I'm here to do a deck profile on my Legend Great build that I've recently come up with, and I've had some pretty good success. And I've been theory crafting this deck for a while, so now that it's out in English, I'm very happy for that. So, if we want to get started, first we start out with Lizard Hero Mundo, not Soldier. Probably one of my favorite card arts in the game. For a starter, at least. I will do a video on that at some point for my top 5 card arts for starters. But really good for the deck. For those of you who don't know, that Legend's effect is basically based upon having another Overlord in hand to activate, so this is a good consistency engine for that. As well as for Ace. I mean, I can't say the amount of times recently I've gone into this to get my Ace off. Then we run 8 criticals, 4 of the best draw in the game. Like, even in Seal Dragon decks that should be running Seal Dragons, they run this because you can snipe starters. It's true. And then 4 of this. And notice they're all Flame Dragon, and there's a reason for that. It's because of the Legend's second skill, which I'll get to later. Next you run 4 Perfect Guards. Unflipping is good. Counterblast isn't a huge issue, but there are times that the unflip is actually really important, so you're always better unflipping. Conroe, search for the grade 3 you want, as well as counterblast consistency, which is really kind of key for this deck. And you could actually do that gimmick turn where you either Legend or Ace and use Conroe to unflip 4, which is pretty badass. You run 4 Stride Enabler because we don't really want to pitch the grade 3s to Stride unless we absolutely have to, so that's important. And then I've actually been enjoying this card a lot, and I have to give credit to my friend Adam Winter for suggesting it to me. Dragon Knight Razor, it gains 3k for each time it hits, so I don't know, I think it's a really good card and it has good synergy with Legend and Ace, so I like it a lot and it's a good booster. It's also good for anti-rush. The grade 2s, now this is the area of contention. This is non-negotiable for no matter what build you're running. You run 4 Nahalm. I mean, this card's insane. Like, it single-handedly makes the deck in some ways. It's a 16k boost beater by itself if you attack with your string Vanguard, so that's very good. And also, if you are on Legend or Ace, it becomes 21k, which is absolutely insane. Now, for Burnout, I'm trying this out right now in 3 Neoflame. So, both of them obviously retiring centric cards, but there are other options that I'm looking to try. Like, I might try Berserk Dragon at some point. Maybe if it's Neoflame. And then Burning Horn, so many burning. Burning Horn's another option. I'm still trying to figure this out, and this is, keep in mind, like one of my more initial builds of the deck, so I will probably figure that out tonight after my first locals with it. So it should be good. And then for the grade 3s, obviously if I'm running Neoflame, it makes sense to run the grade. Legion is actually really important for this deck because if you play against the control matchup, as you probably see in like some of the videos Skyknight and I have done, like this deck against the control matchup, it can grind basically until the last card of the game. And there are going to be times that you're just like, I don't care about the effect, I just want the cards back in deck. So that's why it's run. And also it's probably one of the best Legions Kagero has in my opinion, besides the X, which is very clunky in comparison. This deck I feel more comfortable with than the X. And then 4 copies of the Legend. The new grade 3 unit from the Legend deck, it's phenomenal. I love this card. I love the art. I think it's really cool. And I also love the first on ride effect, especially, where I can counterblast one, soul blast one, which can set up for a lot of things in this deck if you think about it by soul blasting. And you can search the top 5 for Flame Dragons. And for those who don't know, Flame Dragons consist of most of this deck except for basically Nahalm, Razor, and Conroe. So the rest of your deck is searchable. Even now with G Guardians coming in, you could search for a heal trigger if you wanted to. Not that I would. You can. Alright, now on to the extra deck. Now this is an idea that, once again, Adam Winter and I had discussed at one point. There's 1 Vortex Desire, which is the new card, and 1 Mustafa. So I like this a lot because it gives me flexibility on my first stride, and I really don't like decks that are kind of locked in on one stride. when they begin the game. So this gives me options if I want to snipe something really badly. Like, let's say I'm playing against D Police and they have a Laurel out. Go into Mustafa and kill off that Laurel because that can't stay around. So it gives me options against those kind of matchups. And we also have Desire, which if they don't have like the best field, I'll go into sometimes instead if I don't want to spend the counter blasts. So, and also you can get 2 retires off this, which I think is pretty good. So I dig it. All right, 2 Novel. Novel. Now, for those who don't remember this card, its original incarnate was this broken card from the one of the first extra boosters in the game. Wait, no. It was, sorry, the
5th or 6th.
Yeah, my bad. So this card has a very different effect from that. Novell used to only eat up grade 0s basically, like you couldn't use triggers, but this on the other hand you can't use grade 1s, so basically no perfect guards, and they can't heal on 6th, which is probably my favorite part of the effect. Because I have a friend who always heals on 6th.
Who?
Crispy Guns.
Oh, yeah.
He does. And then 4 Ace because this card is insane for push turns and closes out the game with no problem. So I also wanted to take a minute to talk about some of the options you have for the deck past the G Guardians coming out, because that's obviously going to be a big part of the game. So what I'm theory crafting right now for the extra deck is actually pretty simple. I mean, you have 8 cards here, right? So you only need 6 more to fill up 14. 4 of which will be G Guardians. I'm not sure which one's on there. Let me find it. Where are you, Root Flares? Come on. Alright, I'm running 2 Root Flares because I want the retiring power. I'm going to run 4 Novels, so that's 8, 10, 2, so that's 12, and then 4. Oh, that's right, 16 slots, right? Yep, that was me being stupid. So yeah, 16 slots. So that's a total of 16 cards. So that's a very simple G-Zone outline that I think would be for the best. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment below. Thanks.